Hello guys, today I will give you 3 tips how to get better at digital art. Even though I only do anime styled art, these tips can be helpful for everyone. Let's get started. Number 1. Where to start? First of all, if you want to get better at digital art, you should know where to start from. Do not rush things or try to take on a huge load at the beginning. Always choose a certain concept you want to learn. For example, it can be drawing faces or anatomy. Some may choose lighting or background. But if you try to learn everything, lighting, anatomy, coloring, rendering, all at once, it can be overwhelming. If you're overwhelmed, you will see no progress. Always start small. Baby steps can lead to great progress. That's why you should be clear of where to start from. Choose what you want to learn and decide which are the things that you would like to improve, and then work on it. Number 2. Use reference. Many people may discourage you to use reference. They call it cheating. No, it is not cheating, but an efficient way of drawing, whether it be Pinterest, your gallery, or even real life. You can find references anywhere. Why would you spend lots of time mindlessly trying to imagine how an airplane looks like when you can just search up a picture of an airplane? Using references for just implications or even heavy use is alright, as you are building your mental gallery of objects. If you use a reference for, suppose, a pose, then the next time you want to draw the same pose, your brain will remember it. And even if you don't remember, just use the reference again. The more you use references, the more images your brain will store. Therefore, it will increase your mental gallery. Then you will know more things to draw. You don't have to worry. Now, you don't need to compare yourself to those artists that has been drawing for years. They have been practicing for so many years that their mental gallery is much more wider than you. So you don't need to compare yourself to them, as their mental image, their mental gallery came with time and practice, and you will also get that with time and practice. Using references is very important to know what you're drawing. There are many beginners like me. When I was a beginner, I did not know how things work. I did not know what poses looked like. I did not know how to draw hands. I did not know how lighting should look like. But once I used references, my drawings have greatly improved, because when I see a reference, I can see how things work. I can see how the human body looks like in said pose, or I can tell how lighting looks like. I have a clear image of what object I want to draw. I do not need to imagine it, because I can just use a reference. And that's what you should do too, because nobody should waste their time thinking of what an object looks like and imagining it to draw, when you can just use a reference. Because all the pro artists do that. Why? It's because it's simply time efficient. You don't have to waste time. Work smart, not hard. Number 3, practice. Third thing you need to do to improve your art skills is practice. Yes, it is cliche, but it's the most important aspect to improve. Just like how an athlete must train every day, a person wanting to be better at drawing must practice every day. As you practice more, you'll gain more confidence in your drawings. Remember to start slow. If you want to draw faces, practice every day to draw faces. Slowly move on to the body, and then you can get into lighting, rendering, background, etc. Know what you need to work on and practice accordingly. You can also practice on paper, not necessarily always on your device. That's what I do. I draw and practice mostly on paper. Even a small sketch can suffice for the whole day. But make sure you improve every day. Improvement need not be drastic. Small changes can be big changes in the future. as you might improve slightly in drawing faces, and that slight change over the time can be a huge drastic change. And when you compare your starting stage and your recent stage, you will notice the difference. So you don't have to worry about that right now. You don't need to compare yourself to other people. You need to compare yourself. You need to see how better you have gotten in the past few days, months maybe. You can see your progress when you have started, and now you will see a huge difference. So you don't have to compare yourself to the other artists that have been drawing for years. Remember to set goals for yourself. If you don't have a clear line for yourself, you may be lost. So be clear in what you need to practice and improve on. That way, you will see clear changes in your drawings, and the improvement will be visible. The more you practice, the more confident you will be with your art. If you keep practicing, you will be more confident in the way you draw. Suppose we start drawing hands, and at first you don't know how to, but then you use a reference, and you have unlimited reference of hands, as you can just look around your surroundings, or even in Pinterest or wherever you want to. Then you can just look into that and you can draw it. At first, it may be not how you want it to be, but as you keep practicing, slowly you will realize that you have learned how to draw hands, because as you keep practicing, you keep improving. You might have not noticed some details at first, but slowly as time progresses, you realize some details that you have missed, then you add those, as you keep those in mind, and that's how you draw it the next time. And that's why your first drawing of a hand will be very different from your recent one that you have done with practice. And therefore, you will now have more confidence in the way you draw hands, and because you have known how to draw hands correctly. If you never practice, how will you be confident in drawing hands because you have never drawn it before? When you practice, remember to look at the larger picture first and then move on to the finer details later. First, you can learn about the human face, the structure, etc. You need not learn about what type of bones a human body has, what types of muscles we have. That is for later. You can practice that after you have figured out the basic human anatomy. You don't need to know what type of bones are there in the ear first. Just getting down the basic structure of an ear is very helpful. And then later, when you have perfected your basic knowledge, you can move on into the finer details. At first, when you are practicing, I would suggest that you draw things that you love more than things that you have no interest in, because I have noticed that myself. This is from experience. The drawing what you love can be more exciting than drawing what you don't like, because if you draw what you love, then you would want to improve. You would see how your drawing is good, but not good enough. So, as it is your favorite thing, like suppose your favorite character, then you would want to improve so that it looks like the character that you want. Because if it's the thing that you like, you have a certain image in your head. And obviously that image is going to be a very good image of that said character. So you will try to improve, you will try to reach that expectation that you have in your mind, and you will want to improve, and you'll have the willingness to learn and practice more. And therefore, it will be better than drawing something that you have no interest in or you do not like. So the first thing will be keeping in mind what you like to draw. When you are using a reference, keep in mind to not only mindlessly copy down whatever you are seeing, but to analyze it and draw. Do not just see and draw it mindlessly without thinking of anything, but remember how the things are working and keep that in mind and draw accordingly. That way you can learn and improve. So that was 3 tips on how to improve in digital art. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.